So to follow me, the wonderful and talented Francoise. Yes. So Francoise, Ollie was telling me, is educated at the #1 university in the world, ranked by the New York Times. She had Financial Times. She had a distinguished career in corporate, in the utilities industry. So this is an intelligent, corporate, successful woman with a passion for opera. I think Francoise is going to sing to us today. But she has now been in real estate, a complete change in life. You're looking for a microphone. There's the other one. Oh, the clicker. There we go. I will give you this microphone. So, Francoise, you've been in real estate for 1 year now. A big change in your life from the corporate world. But you say you are loving it. And she has already done her first sale. So, Francoise, congratulations. We look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you. Well, I'm very honored, and I also feel very humble after this great presentation and this great experience you gave us, and you made us the honor to listen to as we were your kids. And my experience is completely different. As you said, I spent 30 years in the corporate world, energy sector in France, with mainly French customers and French problematics in that build. I spent and I did all sorts of different jobs and in the development sector, in marketing sector. I spent in my 10 first years, I worked for EDF, mainly in the development sector because it's quite a special company. I won't develop that subject, but I had a very interesting first experience with business entrepreneurs and local areas, local responsible people, and it was a very passionate, very interesting experience trying to help companies develop in different parts of France, and trying to implement also foreign companies and showing the interest to develop themselves. And I worked as a strategist and also developing new activities in the service field for energy. That was my first 10 years. The 20 next years that was power company, and then I went to the gas company, where I also met all sorts of different experience, from marketing development, helping sales forces, and I put up a foot in the real estate sector by managing a portfolio of sites. It was in fact my last experience, as we had that COVID period. And the challenge was to implement a new way of working with home working and distant work and work on site, and explaining the people how we had to adapt our method. So it was quite, I think, a hard period at that time, and listening to people was always the key. And communicating, but also taking into account how they felt, what their needs were, and from that point of view, it was a hard but an interesting period because of the listening need and the needs, trying to adapt one's communication to the different people. And it was also the time for me to say, well, a power or gas contract services are interested, but it's not. For me, it became a bit frustrating because far from real life. And well, I forgot to show you this picture. So this was the first part of my life. You see, this is a dam, a power plant, hydraulic electricity, and this was the last place where I spent my life in Paris. So 30 years of energy and surviving corporate buzzwords. Yes. So this is, of course, a very beautiful place, and the hardest and not so glamorous part of it, but necessary when you have really huge teams on the same place and having to organize the daily life and organize also the change in the buildings, because we shut down, in fact, many places, and it was sometimes hard to understand for these people. So I had this experience, and why? But real estate slowly became made its way in my mind, if I can say so, and I really had a long experience in reporting processes. I think in a way it was meant to be near people, but I think in fact it was a bit dry, and when you spend your time making processes, reports, trying to explain to different parts of the company, managers, collaborators, customers. Sometimes we thought of customers as well. But yeah, poor customers. And so I was, yes, and these PowerPoint stories and life that was sometimes difficult to live and to explain, and trying to make it brilliant and challenge it. But at the end, it was always a question of meters. And well, I think I was bored with it, and that was enough. And so, because what makes people dream, in fact, is it the green thing there? Or these two first ones, you see? So, by the way, the picture at the middle is the chalet I sold. I love that chalet. This one, I spoke of this beautiful house to Oliver during my summer holidays, and I told him, you see, it's because it's abandoned. And I said, but there's no one from EXP in Austria to sell that beautiful house. How can it be? And I had no time to develop EXP in Austria, but could make my mind. This is Bad issue. So what makes people dream, in fact? And for me, as I told you, and it took me, I spent some time this morning when I made the way from my Airbnb room to this hotel, is architecture. I have a passion for architecture, and it's a real source of inspiration for me. You may tell me, well, when you're a real estate agent, you have to sell everything. Everything is not a masterpiece. Yes, but that's what makes me thrill. But I also have other passions which are operas and languages. Opera, as I was practically a little girl, and you might have seen this one, Carmen. We're all in an age where we might have seen it with Julia McGuinness Johnson, and language as well, English, but also German. And when I started to sell that beautiful chalet, I've decided to start studying Dutch as well, because the buyers are Dutch people. I still have many progress to make and work harder. And my last passion, you see, that's cats. My two cats. The photograph is my friend. As you can see, he's a great lover for cats as well, because they are Hollywood cats, you know. These are Nazario, the male, and one of his female, because they're both from a feed. Can you say that? An élevage. Breeding. A breeding place. He was the male and one of his females. So that's a great passion. And for me today, I joined EXP at the end of 2024. And it was incredible. I have to explain to you how I met Oliver. We both ran. I hadn't thought of telling you this story, but it's a funny and interesting story. At the end of September last year, approximately 1 year ago, I went to a seminar. What was the name of the seminar? Destination Réussite in French. Succeed, destination. And it was a 3-day seminar, and the second day in a no place area in Paris, north of Paris. And on Saturday morning, I was late. It was a place where there was no one at 9 o'clock in the street. I was hurrying in the metro. And there was a guy who looked a bit the same. Who was also in a hurry. Well, I was practically sure he was going to the same place as I was doing it. And of course, you know, Oliver he came to me, well, where are you going? Well, I'm going to the destination Réussite. Well, so am I, of course. And he started to tell to me, well, would you like to work just as you wish to do so, and choose when and where you work? It was quite an interesting way to present EXP. Would you like to join us? And so this is how we met. And come on, we have many people from the network, from EXP in the huge seminar room. Come and sit with us. And we spent these because there were 2 days together. And so I met other people from Oliver's team, and this is how we met and how. And it was also interesting because without speaking about real estate, we had the opportunity to speak about the way how we received and how we were impressed by this seminar. And it was something very important. I could notice we had the same value, especially on things that shocked us, because there were a few shocking things in that seminar. And I think it is very important, in fact, to work with people whose values are yours. And it was also very important for me. I think if I had noticed we didn't react the same way, we might probably not have stayed in contact. But so that's it. And what it means to me, this is all these. Yes, I was angry because I left probably on that day before. It was quite late, and I was not on the picture. So, but Oliver is a very diplomatic person. Can you say that he's a diplomat? And so here am I with all these gentlemen. No, Christophe is not here, but he could have been, and he's my partner on these Le Petit Génie de l'Immobilier session we're organizing. And for my birthday on the 9th of October, we'll greet at the Villa Gypsy in Paris, this north of Paris, for the 10th edition of this Le Petit Génie, the little genius of real estate. We'll be there to greet specialized people or concerned professional for real estate. We'll greet them at this Villa Gypsy place in the 70th area of Paris. If some of you come by, you will be really welcome, and it's really a professional event to meet and to develop your business. And I'm quite happy to organize it with thanks to Oliver, and Tom Delay, who is really the leader of that group, and with Christopher as a partner. And so for me, so this team entrepreneur is very important for me because I may have 30 years of experience in the energy sector, but for me, real estate transaction is absolutely new. So I have to learn, experience, develop everything on my own, but with the help of this wonderful team. And it's really for me, it's a real place of energy, of really, as you say, really good and kind source of advices, and it really helps to develop oneself as one wish, and maybe to find new opportunities to develop the team. I'd like to work, for instance, with Didier, as he has got many beautiful chalets to sell. So it's really a pleasure. Every day is a new one, a new source of astonishment, sometimes hard. Everything is not easy, I won't say so, but it's every day is a new adventure, and I'm really happy to be there with you and to find EXP as a partner. And so yes, that was my first sale in July. You see, this is the Col du Corbier in the Haute-Savoie, the other part of Savoie. So, and yes, I'm looking ahead for new opportunities. And this is Bavaria. I really love Bavaria. I spend my life here, and I love cows as well. But they haven't proposed to me to sell any building. Maybe a stable. Why not? Why not? And so that's it. I'm very humble and very happy to listen today, to have met all of you with your incredible experience and wish to share it with us. Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Jean, and for all of it. Thank you so much.